Welcome, my friends, to the Fortune Cookies Mixtape Monday Tarot. This is where I answer all questions that you guys drop in my chat and email me, because some of you guys email me as well. If it's your first time here, I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner and psychic for over 35 years. I'm from New Jersey and I have a crazy accent. We got a lot of people that have just come into the cookie jar. So before we get started, I do want to let you guys know we are fast approaching 9,000 members in the cookie jar. So please keep subscribing. Only about half of you that watch my videos are subscribed. Keep sharing, keep inviting your friends. Those of you that are hyping these videos, you're doing it. You're doing the job for me. So we're getting more and more people here. There's plenty of fun divination coming. We've got tarot, we've got astrology, we've got remote viewing. I'm going to do a little remote viewing in today's. We have royal spirits that are coming up this week. Wait till you guys see what I have cooked up for you. Of course, whatever madness crops up into the news cycle, it's going to drop here. So want to give you guys a little bit of the schedule this week. We're moving Ella back to college early this week, so don't be disappointed if you don't see me live today or tomorrow. This is big. It is her senior year, so we're going to get her sent off to school for her senior year, and we're also looking at graduate school, so things are crazy. But I just discovered I was going to start doing a Thursday night live at 7 o'clock. I can't do it this Thursday, but we're not going to lose it. I'm going to do it on Wednesday night, so mark your calendars. Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I am going to be live. My British friends, I know that's really late at night. If you have insomnia, join us. But for our Australian and New Zealand friends, you guys is going to be bright and early in the morning, so maybe we'll see some of you. Bring your coffee, bring your wine, bring your questions, bring your sense of humor. Bring a friend. So this is also something new. I'm going to drop the series of the week in Mixtape Monday. This week, are you ready? Drum roll, please. We are going to be doing What Do the Royal Spirits Think? So we're going to the other side of the veil. So with Harry and Meghan apparently returning to Britain and everybody among the living having an opinion, I thought maybe we should tap in some of those that have gone to the great beyond. So we are going to cover the energy and the impressions of a number of past royal figures and see what they think about Harry and Meghan. First up is going to be Prince Philip. We're going to see what Prince Philip thinks about Harry's choices and if his opinion of Meghan has softened in his transformation to the other side. And what would he tell Harry and Meghan to do now? Princess Margaret, we're going to look at in the second installment, where we're going to see if Princess Margaret recognizes anything of herself in Harry. And I personally wonder if Harry really dug his heels in because of what had happened to Princess Margaret and her first love, who she was unable to marry. So we'll see what she thinks about the conflict that she experienced, the conflict that Harry is experiencing. Then we're going to go to possibly the archetype, the Duchess of Windsor, Wallis Simpson. We're going to take a look at her, see if she's got any advice for Meghan now. Then we'll look at the Duke of Windsor. These are all for the general audience. So Edward VIII, later in life known as David, the Duke of Windsor. We're going to see what he thinks about Harry leaving royal life, what he thinks about Harry going back, and what his advice would be. And then members, you guys are getting 2 new ones this week. You're going to get 2 exclusive videos about what Diana, Princess of Wales, thinks about Harry and Meghan going back to the United Kingdom. And in the last one, we're going to be looking at what Queen Elizabeth II, the late, great Queen Elizabeth, thinks about the two of them going back. So we will do lots of stuff. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And if you want to see the Diana and Elizabeth readings, you got to come over to the member channel membership. So my memberships are really low. There's 2 tiers. I tried to keep them really reasonable. If you are a member, you get early access to all of my videos. So if you become a member, you get to see all of the royal channelings that I'm going to be doing this week. You also have a permanent link for a discount on private readings with me. You also, once a month, will be eligible for a free reading with me. I do the drawing live, and that is on Friday mornings at the beginning of the month. So day varies. Sometimes I have to do it the 1st and 2nd of the month. So we'll let you know. Don't worry, give you very, very advanced notice. So membership, you are going to have your dance card full, spending some time over here in the cookie jar. Regular membership, you guys, or regular subscribership, you guys are still going to get a lot of value. So have some fun with this. I hope you guys enjoy this series. I know we're going royal heavy. I'm going to sprinkle some other stuff in here. Promise, promise, promise. So let's get to your questions. As I get there, I'm going to bring up that card view. I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. I hope everybody got a good night's sleep. I myself did not. Had about 3 hours last night. So, and I'm on the magnesium. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. It was clean sheet night. It was kitty cat cuddle night. It was lots of fun. So everybody, for this week, we are going to be using the Curious Creatures Tarot. On Sundays, I'm going to do flip through, a preview of the deck that we're doing. So you won't get a preview this week. I may do it just on Saturday, just drop it in as like a regular video so you can have it. But I'm actually going to talk about the differences in the decks. And I think I do have to start that series out with the Rider-Waite. So next week, I will premiere the deck of the week and all the good stuff that I can say about it. I have a few deck flip throughs on my channel right now. But let's get to our first question. And this is from Christine. And Christine wants to know whether Uncle Charles might somehow give Harry the Spencer name to make him more popular. Or if he would suggest that Harry is maybe a part of the bloodline on the Mountbatten Windsor side. So Charles Spencer could not formally bestow the Spencer surname as though it were a royal title. So Harry could potentially pursue an ordinary legal name change. We've all done this. If you've ever gotten married, you had to do a legal name change. But that would not prove or disprove anything about his paternity, nor do I think it would indicate anything about his paternity. And I want to say here, I am not suggesting that his paternity is anything other than what it is purported to be. He does look a lot like James Hewitt, but apparently the days do not match up. So Christine's brought us a great, wonderfully tangled up question. So could Harry attempt to rebrand himself by leaning into the Spencer family name? Is Uncle Charles going to encourage this? And would the public see this as Harry honoring his mother, exploiting her legacy one more time, or just doing one of these to his royal family, connections? There's also this crazy rumor that King Charles is not truly his father. I'm just not doing that. We can tarot test the energy around this. So let's see what we come up with. Is Harry seriously considering or using or emphasizing his Spencer name? Now, I'm going to say, I think he's been underscoring that he's a Spencer for a while. I think he's been doing it. And I think the seed of that is his mother saying he had the Spencer red hair, or Charles saying that he had the Spencer red hair. Is he seriously considering emphasizing the Spencer connection? Absolutely. Is he considering using it? He would like to. He's pitched it. Would Uncle Charles support such a move? Judgment. He'll think about it. Let's see where he's leaning. He's leaning toward no. He doesn't want this toxicity splashed back on to the Spencer side of the family. So, would this make Harry more popular if he leaned in to the Diana? No, no, absolutely not. It would be seen as leveraging a connection, just leveraging a connection with his mother. How sad, how terrible. Does what does Harry really think of his connection to his mother, the legacy that is connected to his mother? The Ace of Swords. She did not get to do everything that she was supposed to do. Six of Wands. She wasn't successful. He feels very much as if he is taking up the mantle for her. Is he, though? He is not. Why not? Because the Page of Wands, they're never his ideas, nor do I think that they were necessarily Diana's ideas. Hear me out, guys. I think that she was presented with patronages that were appropriate for her age and for the culture at the time. Harry is trying to connect to that just magic moment. He's trying to connect to that instead of letting something organic and authentic come out of his world. So will we see Harry lean more and more toward the Spencer family with this move to the United Kingdom? He is going to try and be the king of the Spencers, guys. Look at this. Emperor, Hierophant, the moon in reverse. He's going to go over there and he's going to try and represent the highest ranking family member that's involved with them. Harry, the heir to the throne, is also related to the Spencers. This is so offensive. But yes, he's going to try and present himself as the highest ranking Spencer family member. Oh, it's so dreary. But Christine, thank you so much for that question. It was fantastic. We got another one from one of you. And this, we're going to do a little bit of a remote view. I'm going to leave the card view up because I'm not sure if I am going to use any cards, but this is my Otter Spirit Obsidian Sphere. This is something that is helping my practice of remote viewing very, very much. I am an ambassador for Otter Spirit, and I'll have some things put up this week so you can see. But obsidian, it actually shields yourself with protective energy. But for me, it gives me very, very clear remote views. So we're going to be using this little guy today, and I am just going to hold it in my hand. So there's reporting that Harry and Meghan have secured or are eyeballing a potential base in the Cotswolds. Originally, I did think that it was going to be part of the Soho House holdings of properties. If you remember, if you've been following my channel for some time, I was doing a bit of a remote view back in July when they were there, when some of the images came out after the trip. And I said, I keep seeing this little house like kind of tucked into some hills. And it was very similar to the hills that billionaire island that they went to and allegedly took pictures at. It looked very much like that. However, there are people saying that they're possibly going to stay on a property that belongs to Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, after Donald Trump was elected, moved dramatically over to the United Kingdom and now has come back to the United States because there's no place like home. But Ellen is friends with Meghan and Harry. So this question is coming from Marnie. Marnie, you've given me a great target for remote viewing. So reports are placing them in the Cotswolds, but are they staying in this property? I do know what Ellen's property looks like. Is Ellen involved in some kind of larger property arrangement that's connected to Montecito? There's also a spread done in Home and Garden, I think, on their house in Montecito, which is sometimes indicative of a pocket listing. So let's go. I am going to zoom in on Ellen's house right now. Ellen and Portia de Rossi have a home in the Cotswold, which is lovely. There were some flooding issues with it at one point. They did have to make some arrangements there. And right now, I am going to say that the property seems very bare bones. I don't see a lot of staff running around. I don't see a lot of stuff happening there. I am going to say I don't think that they're going to be in Ellen's property. I don't think they're going to be there, guys. I don't think that the property is very kid friendly. I don't think there's a lot of kid stuff to do there. Like literally on the property. I don't think there's like play park or any kind of stuff like that they could do there. And I think, at their house in Montecito, there's like a huge, like literal play park there. There's a pool, there's tennis courts, there's probably pickleball. Everyone's playing pickleball these days. So I just don't see that there's very much going on. I do feel that there is a caretaker, some sort of staffing that's there. Caretaker, I do feel like the groundskeeper or the house manager, I feels maybe a bit more like a house manager, doesn't have a whole lot to do. It's just kind of the maintenance. He brings a few guys in, cleans some things up, and does that. So let's just tarot test this, okay? So the Ellen DeGeneres house is it going to be a soft spot for Harry and Meghan? Eight of Swords, the Lovers, Three of Swords. There's some reason why they can't go there, guys. There's a reason why they can't go there. They're going to keep looking. They're not going to stay at Ellen's. Was it offered to them? No, correction. Yes, I do think it was offered. Once again, we're borrowing a plane. I think it was offered to them, or they asked. Did they ask? Did they ask? I think they asked and they were told, sure, no problem. I think Harry's the one who said, no, there's no place for the kids to play. I don't even know if there's a pool there. I'm sure it's a fabulous property, but I don't think that it's set up for kids at all. I don't think there's any kind of fun stuff for kids there. So I'm going to go back to the other house that I saw in my remote view in July. This house feels much busier. Still Cotswolds, and I do feel that there's a large like berm on the back of the property, or it backs up to a hill, which makes it, I hate to be like this, but very defensible in the event that we have any intruders. We can't see anybody coming over this little hill or berm. We can station people on top of it to kind of keep an eye out. And I do think that they're going to do that. They'll have guys that are like walking along the top of this little berm behind it. But the house feels very squat. I'm going to say that. Like, there were a few people that posted up images and they looked like these very large stone faced, 3-story houses with. I don't think they're going to go for something like that. I think it's going to be much smaller, way less grand than anyone is expecting. So way less grand than anything anyone's expecting. Is my remote view from July the correct place? 4 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, boop-a-da-boo. I don't think that they love it. Does Harry love it? Does Meghan love it? Meghan loves it. What does Meghan love about it? What is she loving about it? It's far away from everybody. She doesn't have to worry about anything, and they're running from their troubles. Why doesn't Harry love it? It's safe. It's small. It needs to be fixed up. I don't think it needs to be fixed up, but I think he would like an addition or something like that on it. It's not quite big enough. Is there room for staff? Queen of Pentacles. There is room for staff. 5 of Wands. Is there room for guests? That's the problem. I don't think there's room for guests. I think it just fits their family. They probably have like 4 bedrooms, rooms for all of them and their kids, and a possible guest and or Doria. So I think that's what we're looking at here. Let's jump over to the Montecito house. I am going to remote view this. Now, every time I have remote viewed this house, there's nobody there. There's like nobody there. It feels very echoey, and not because it's lush and plush and deluxe. It feels very echoey because there's not a lot there. Now, when we remote view, there's something called the aesthetic impression, which Lori Williams, the woman that I learned remote viewing from, you can find her at Intuitive Specialists with an S. They also have a YouTube channel, so I'm going to drop that in the description of this video as well. Lori Williams is an absolute delight. If you guys like me, she's very different from me. She's not Jersey, but she's a very unassuming psychic. Remote viewer. You would never guess it. She looks just like a normal person. She's not a weirdo like me, but love her. She's great. She's an unbelievable teacher. So, every time I've remote viewed this house, the aesthetic impression, there's a point when you're remote viewing that you actually step into the remote view. And I don't do that on these quick remote views here on the channel. They're much easier to do when I'm more relaxed. I'm not worried about creating content for you guys. It's what I've taught Greg to do. I've taught one of our friends to do it as well. It is a very, very cool process. Highly recommend her free course, Lori Williams, intuitivespecialist.com. You can go over there and take that 3-day course. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend buying one of her courses too. But I have no affiliation with her, just so you guys know. So when I step into that house and I feel the energy there, what I feel is it's almost like a blank slate of energy. So, is the Montecito house, I don't want to say being prepared for sale, but is it a pocket listing right now? Those of you that don't know what pocket listings are homes that are sold off market. They are typically higher value homes that are just kind of talked about in social circles. And when you find the right buyer, you work out the arrangements between the two owners, and it never hits the MLS or anything like that. So what is going on in the Montecito house? Let's get to that driveway. So I'm in the driveway, walking in that front door. It does still feel like there are some personal items strewn about, like a pair of sneakers here and there, dirty shoes outside. Um, Nobody needs an umbrella in California. No, I'm kidding. You do need an umbrella there sometimes. Um, it feels more like it feels like a hotel room. That's what the house feels like. It feels like a hotel room. Feels very beautiful, very well appointed. We come in, we unpack, we pack, and we leave. I don't think that the drawers and the closets are actually full with clothing. I think they come with what they're going to stay in. I have long believed that the house was purchased as an investment so that they could rent it out for productions, lease it out for productions, videos, movies, those kinds of things. We talked about this in a video last week. I actually think that there is some attempt to short term lease it. I don't mean like an Airbnb, but like to almost say, oh, professionals, you could stay here for 6 months, 6 to 8 months. We can do a 6 to 8 month lease. And I think what they're trying to do is get some people that are going to be filming. Mind you, it's 2 hours away from LA. People that are going to be doing some filming, they're going to try and make this a hub for some families. One of my friends that's a real estate agent here in New Jersey had to do that this summer, had to find a semi-permanent home for a fairly large celebrity that they could stay in while they were filming for the summer. So, is the Ellen involved in anything with the Montecito house? Is there like a little quid pro quo here from Montecito to the Cotswolds? Is Ellen involved with the Montecito house at all? 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, get us out of this house. Guys, I think that maybe Ellen has been asked to advise them. I think she is asked to advise them, and I think she is like, well, we got to do this and we got to do this. Is Ellen going to help them update and flip the Montecito house? Is she going to do that? No. She wants to. Will Harry let her? No. So I think Harry's the one that's stopping this. Why? Why is Harry stopping Ellen from helping them flip this house? She's good at it, guys. She's good at it. Let her do it. Let her do it. Why is Harry stopping it? Because this is a place of healing. Even though I can't afford it, I can't go back. I need a place where I can sit and do bong hits at the pool and drink cocktails without any judgment. This is the only place that I could truly be the man that I've become. That is what he's saying. This is like his castle. If he has to give this up, he's going to be really upset. Why is Meghan keen to flip her? Why is Meghan keen to flip her? Did not expect this, guys. Because nobody likes her. She doesn't have anyone that she doesn't have any kind of friend set. She wanted to be a lady who lunched. I know she said, I never wanted to be a lady who lunched. She did. She wanted to go out to lunch while the kids were at school. She wanted to have 3 cocktails while baby was at preschool. That's what she wanted. She wanted to sit there and complain about how the gardener doesn't do everything she wants, or how the housekeeper doesn't make the little toilet paper flowers that she likes. I make toilet paper flowers when I clean the bathroom. I make them and I put them on top of the toilet paper roll. I will share that skill with you one day. She really thought that she was just going to land there and everyone was going to come over and fet her and be excited, and did not happen. So what is the likely fate of the property over the next 12 months? We're talking about the Montecito property. Likely fate of the Montecito property. Hierophant in reverse, 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, and the Star. Do they sell it? No. Is it because they can't get the price they want? 4 of Swords, yes. Do they need to update the house to sell it? Yes, they need to renovate in order to sell it. It's not going to sell for the price they want as is. Just not going to. So Ellen, I am sure, is telling them that. And I've said it all along that Meghan is the kind of person who says you got to spend money to make money. And Harry is like, we don't got any money. We don't got any money. We don't got any money. All right. So that was a great question. I want to thank Marnie. Marnie is always loading me up with some good questions. Thank you so much, my friend. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And let's talk about Meghan's future book. So Courtney, who I think is a new subscriber, Courtney, if you are, hi. She says she saw an image of a future book cover with Meghan's face on it. A book marketed as Meghan's story, told from Meghan's point of view, possibly after a separation. So I have to say that this is a plausible concept. And Courtney, if you haven't been here for a while, I believe that Meghan's book is already written. I think it is pretty much already done. And she's like looking for someone splashy to do the intro on it. Wouldn't it be something if she got Oprah to do the intro, right? So I think it's plausible. So, all right, let's see. Tarot test. Is Meghan planning a memoir? 4 of Swords in reverse means it's already done. Is it already done? Tarot test. 5 of Wands. Actually, she's still working on it. What's the problem? 2 of Cups. She's waiting for the breakup. Courtney, you're right. 6 of Swords. She is waiting for the breakup. Then she can claim that she's destitute. He has ruined her life. And then she says, this is the only way that I can put all of this behind me. All of this behind me. My career was ruined. My body was ruined. My reputation was ruined. Everything was ruined. I spent my youth on that man that loves me so much. This is basically what she's waiting for. So we got to wait for the separation. Will it come out during the divorce, or will it come out after the divorce? During? After. The after is going to be full disclosure. 9 of Wands. During the divorce, she's going to be holding it all back in, even though she's that cougar right there. I know, cougar. But over here, 9 of Pentacles, that's when she opens the floodgates. Floodgates. Is it going to devastate Harry? Is it going to devastate Harry? 2 of Wands. He is finally going to see the gal that we all see. King of Wands. He's going to come back. So here's the thing. And I'm saying this time and time again. She is going to say that Harry could not realize his potential because of the royal family. That the royal family had damaged him so badly that there's nothing that he can do that will ever be successful. She's going to say, I think he's wonderful, but we can no longer be together. Because he's so damaged. He's so damaged. So he will be working on that with someone else, though. She will be working on that with someone else. There's someone else in the mix there. But it's an attorney or an editor or something like that. So is it going to focus on the royal family? Yes. They're not what you think. Is it going to focus on her marriage? Yes, that it was, they had no choice. They had no choice. They were always forced. Is it going to talk about the renovation, restoration, and revolution of Meghan Markle? Yes, I finally anchored into my own knowing and being and whatnot. So, will it be financially successful? Nine of Swords, no. What will the public reaction be? Seven of Cups, mixed reviews, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of laughing. I heard Piper Laurie, they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. So, will the book create any legal problems? Let's see if we got any legal problems here, boys and girls. Legal problems. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. Devil in disguise. She is going to talk about the case in which Harry has lost and that he's going to lose some money. She's going to say that that was the line that was crossed. That was the line that was crossed. And I do think she may disclose some things in there that will cause some legal issues. If that is the date that she decided to divorce, I think there's going to be different toys and special prizes that she would have gotten during the divorce if she had talked about it at the time of the case. She's going to say that she was trying to tell him not to pursue that business. But I think she said, don't do it, just settle and just be done with it. And the rest of that pack were not listening. He was getting advice from 27 different directions. So we will see. We will see about that. It potentially creates some legal questions, but not problems. So, fun stuff. So, there were some reports about Bruce Willis. And if you've been a fan of this channel for any length of time, Bruce Willis is one of my Hubba Hubba lists. I have been a huge fan of his forever. When he was diagnosed with the language aphasia, I had language aphasia after my head injury. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Where'd that come from? And then they turned it into the front temporal dementia, which is devastating. Language aphasia is something that you can work around, but dementia, unfortunately, there is a decline that you are facing. There are reports of late, the last few days, that Bruce Willis's family intends to donate his brain for research after he passes. Reliable coverage on this has not gotten confirmation from the family. So I just want to say that it's a report. Family hasn't announced it. So this is just going to be a little gentle reading on him. I do know that they did sell Bruce Willis's likeness, so we may get to see him or a facsimile of him in films and features in the future. So some people don't feel great about that. There's a lot of talk among screen actors about the usage of AI and the development of different characters. We didn't have the same conversation when we were looking at holograms. And my feeling is, with AI now, with the technological advances of AI, we can really create the personality that our favorite characters were. We can kind of plug that in and create that. We can see, especially with someone who has such a tremendous catalog of work like Bruce Willis, we can really put together a program that would perform the way he is. So I just want to see how he's doing right now. I'm not predicting his death. It's really just a little compassionate check-in. I've said this before. I applaud Demi Moore, their daughters, and his new wife and their daughters for becoming such a tremendous support system around him. In all of our families, we have these individuals that are just really, really big energy sources. And my mother-in-law was one of them. My father is one of them in my family. And when that matriarchy, patriarchy, when that person starts to fail, there is a lot of changing of the guard, and it can feel really, really different from what everything felt like before. So one of Tallulah just got married. Tallulah just got married, and he was able to be there, which is great. So what's his spiritual energy right now? Six of Cups. So I do think that he has bright spots in the mornings. I don't know if there's a lot of real lucidity there. It feels very, very thin and like trying to hold water. Feels like I'm trying to hold water. Does he feel safe and supported by his family? He doesn't have anything to worry about. Six of Pentacles. I do think that the confusion and frustration is there, and dementia patients do have that. Why are you doing that? Oh, like I can just imagine that he's going to be like, you know, his character in Die Hard. He's like, oh, welcome to the party. I just love him. But I do think in the mornings he's much better. I think at night he is not really doing okay. I think I actually think they likely have to sedate him for the evening so that he sleeps. I don't think that he sleeps always through the night. Sedation is success. Sedation is success. What does his family, and when I say his family, I mean all of them, what do they most need as they care for him? Strength and patience. The Moon. The Fool 2.0, Two of Wands. They will, you know, fortunately, they're going to see when the end is closer. They're going to see it. And I don't know if Tallulah has children. But I do have a feeling that there's possibly one child that is either not yet here, someone's pregnant with it, but I do think that they want him to make it to see this one last baby. I think there's one last baby that they want him to see. So we talked about the possibility of donating his brain tissue, and this isn't something unusual. People do this all the time. Will there be some meaningful advance in research as a result of his donation? Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. I don't think they'll have any breakthroughs, but I do think that they're going to find a new way that the dementia seats itself. And that is something that they're going to have to do additional research on. So it's almost like this creates another tentacle of the research that they've been doing. So I think they discover a different way of dementia kind of gelling in there. And it will be troubling because it's another problem for them to solve, the scientists and doctors, that is. So what message can we give Bruce Willis and this amazing group of women around him? Just simply amazing. What message do we have for them? Two of Cups. Even if he's gone, we still get messages. So if you guys, the Willis brood, if you guys all believe, you're going to get messages. He's going to communicate with you. So we'll leave that for there, guys. We'll leave it for right there. This one everybody's been asking about. Invictus Games, Birmingham 2027. Now, over the summer, Harry was supposed to raise, I think, somewhere around 25 million. I don't think he did it. The games are scheduled for Birmingham, July 2027. The organizing body says that funding is going to combine commercial revenue, which would be like sponsorship, tickets, merch, anything like that, with government support. And the UK government has already agreed to underwrite up to 26 million. They need more than that. So my girl Marnie, this is yours too, Marnie. So she has some questions. We're gonna follow the money on this one. So don't worry about Harry. What's happening with the actual Invictus stakeholders? We're gonna look at what is actually going on with this budget. So the official plan does rely on government backing and commercial income. So but what if the sponsorship and fundraising and ticket sales don't meet expectations? Like, what if we don't get that? Obviously, Harry has had a tough time with the commiserative income, the fundraising that he was supposed to do. So is the current budget for 2027 realistic? Eight of Swords, they got to work with it. Will the commercial funding meet its targets? Just an itty bitty bit. Will major sponsors remain committed? Now, we lost a few. Oh no. Do they gain any? Maybe a few. Maybe a few. I think they tap into some individuals and they say this might be a better way to go. Could the organizing body take on significant debt? They're making some debts. Is there a risk of scaling it back? Yes. Is there a risk of postponing? Yes. Is there a risk of restructuring? Absolutely. There's a lot of talk about that. Will Harry's involvement help fundraising or complicate it? We got to wait and see on that, guys. We got to wait and see. Not yet. So what will the financial condition of Birmingham be after the games? Should they happen? Less stressed out than they thought. They might be in a better spot. Any surprises for the city of Birmingham? No, they'll just be glad when it's gone. And finally, will the veterans, because that's what Invictus is about. It's about veterans. Will the veterans receive the intended benefit from the money spent? That's a no. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. We'll keep our eyes on Invictus as we get closer to July 2027 and my 56th birthday. All right, kids, we are going to drop this down. So that's it for today. But I do want to let you guys know, Pay What You Can readings are officially reset on Sunday. So this is your opportunity to get a private reading from me wherever you are, whatever you can pay. So there's only 3 available every week. Once they're gone until the next week. So if those appointments are already filled, and there's a link in the description, you can still pick a full hour reading, a half-hour email video, or a WhatsApp or text message question. I do those as well. I am fast moving into my busy season. Everything smells like pumpkin spice, and that means that everybody wants to talk to a psychic. So if you've been thinking about booking a reading, don't wait until my availability starts to close up. September and October are crazy for me. I also will be going out to Angus's games. He has 5 home games that I'm going to be a part of. And we have Gregtoberfest on September 26th. So you guys will get some special content from that. It is gonna be a crazy season. So if you want to get some private time on my tabletop, make sure you book in advance. I've got lots of availability this week. And what we have coming up this week, just to recap, we've got the full astrology report is going to drop at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be live on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Channel members, we are meeting at Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. and the general audience can meet us at 1 p.m. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn your notifications on and come join us. Thanks for spending Mixtape Monday with me. I had a banner weekend. I was booked end to end Friday into Saturday night. I wrapped up my Saturday night at about 10:30, guys. I did a lot of readings. I crammed a lot of them in. We were moving Ella's stuff, packing things up. So it's been a crazy weekend. I'm so glad that so many of you crammed in this weekend. I hope to see a lot of you. Now that I'm going to be an empty nester tomorrow night, I'll have a lot of extra time for you guys. So book up so that I'm not lonely, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for participating in my channel and having some divination fun with me. I will see you in the future.